to What Pet Should I Get? My name is Julia Batchelor. We have an excellent program for you today. Susan Kelly and Chris Slick are here from Vaughn Animal Services. Claire Forndren will be here later in the program from Dogtails Rescue and Sanctuary. And up first, we have the lovely Callie Milliman, looking so spring-like and chipper, even though the weather outside is miserable. And you have most adorable little Chihuahua.
Yes, this is Gremlin.
Gremlin,
yeah.
Hi, baby. Now, before we talk about Gremlin, last week Shelby was on the show, and she brought an enormous rabbit named Grumpy. Can we just remind the audience of what Grumpy looked like? He was a big dude. There he is. Look at those
Grumpy,
feet.
yeah. So he's still available for adoption. He's still looking for his forever home. So anybody who saw him last week can definitely give us a call or come by and visit and check him out.
Okay, make sure, because, you know, we've talked about this before. You're a rabbit owner too, right? Or have been in the past?
I have been in the past, yes.
As myself. So we both can attest to the fact that rabbits do make good pets. And I know that Shelby was saying that Grumpy is really very comfortable being handled. So if you like something to cuddle, that's the bunny to get.
Yes, and I know, to jump back 2 weeks ago, we had McTwisp on the program, and he has been adopted.
Oh,
so
good.
yay, McTwisp found his forever home. Yeah.
All right, so now it's Grumpy's turn.
Yes.
Okay, so month of March. It is the, it's all about getting your pet spayed and neutered.
It is. So we call it Fix Your Pet Month. And it's just a month where we really want to feature sort of the benefits of getting your pet fixed and the importance of having your pet spayed or neutered.
Well, let's talk about that, because there's a couple issues. Obviously, the most obvious one is we want to control the pet population within your home. But what happens is we have irresponsible pet owners out there, and I say it's probably more predominant with cats, but it does happen with dogs too. That
Absolutely.
Now we have, more so I guess with cats, we have a homeless pet population.
Yeah, we do. And I think that the over pet population in Ontario does seem to be getting better. I will say that. But it's definitely an issue that very much still exists. And I know we definitely see it in the shelter environment come spring, summer, when we have lots of litters of kittens coming in. I mean, quite a few. And so we call it kitten season. And essentially there shouldn't necessarily be an overpopulation or a kitten season if everybody had their pet fixed. So the idea is to let folks know the importance of it. So of course, any animal coming through our shelter gets fixed prior to going up for adoption.
That's right.
But the whole point of the campaign is for anybody out there who has a pet that has not yet been fixed, they should definitely speak to their veterinarian, or they can contact one of our high volume spay-neuter clinics.
Well, as the poster showed, the little tagline is, you're probably more attached to them than he is.
Yeah.
Meaning that some people who have pets don't get their pet fixed because they feel that it's going to psychologically somehow damage, especially I think more so for males than females.
Yeah.
But their male, cat or dog is going to feel less of a man if he has been neutered, right?
Yeah.
Or spayed. So
Yeah.
what's the psychology behind that? Is there any truth to that?
I would say no. I mean, if anything, there's actually health benefits.
Yeah.
It's been proven that there can be behavior benefits.
Less aggression, right?
Less aggression, and once you get your pet fixed. So there's definite benefits to it. And I think that it's just an opportunity for us to maybe catch people with a little bit of humor, but also at the same time let them know how important it really can be for their pet to be fixed.
Well, and there is a link. It's fixyourpet.ca, and in conjunction with the getting your pet fixed this for the entire month, the promotion that's going on, there's a contest for social media.
There is. So most people always say that the cone of shame is, those big e-collar cones that your pet has to wear after they've been fixed. But we've sort of taken a spin on that, and we call it the cone of fame.
And I do believe we have a poster.
So it's hashtag cone of fame. So what we're doing is we are encouraging everyone to take a picture of your fixed pet and post your picture of your pet with their cone on, or maybe they've just had surgery or what have you, and hashtag cone of fame, and you will be entered to win a contest all month long. So anybody out there who has a pet that's been fixed, go ahead and enter. You just post your photo with you and your pet if you want, or just your pet, and then hashtag cone of fame.
And I know part of when you click on the fixyourpetmonth.ca link too, you can also, if you don't have a pet that needs fixing, you can also assist people that may financially need a little bit of assistance to get to one of the spay-neuter clinics. And I must say, the Ontario SPCA, you have it's an affordable place to take your pet to be spayed or neutered.
It is. So we have a new feature this year, like you mentioned, and we call it Spay It Forward, where you can actually donate and help to sort of take care of the cost of somebody's surgery for them, which is a really neat feature. It's a sort of pay it forward kind of thing. But like you mentioned, yes, we do also have our clinics. So there are 3 high-volume spay-neuter clinics. There's one at our location in Stouffville on Woodbine Avenue. We have one in Barrie, and then there's one in St. Catharines, which is attached to the Lincoln County Humane Society. A big shout out to our friends at PetSmart Charities of Canada. They actually helped give us a grant to open up these high volume spay neuter clinics, and they're open to members of the public, they're open to rescue groups, they're open really to anybody who's looking to get an animal fixed, and that's all they do. So essentially, being a clinic that solely does spay neuter surgeries, they can do approximately 25 surgeries a day. So they see quite a lot of animals going through the clinics, which is fantastic, which does mean there is a bit of a wait list at some of the locations, but you can get all of that information on the website.
So there's no excuse not to get your pet spayed or neutered, because we know that there's thousands upon thousands of cats and dogs out there that are looking for forever homes. So we don't really need the ones that you already have making more.
Yeah, we don't need more.
No. But speaking of dogs and cats and dogs that are looking for forever homes, you have the most adorable little Chihuahua gremlin.
Yes.
And before we run out of time, I want to talk about this guy. So what's his story?
So little gremlin was surrendered to us. He's 10 years old, so he is an older dog. He did come in with some teeth issues, which we took him right away and got a dental done for him. So he did have a couple of extractions as well as a little dental cleaning. So he will be available for adoption very, very soon, just finishing up his medication, but all went really well. He's super sweet. He's kind of just a little old man that wants to hang out. So anybody who's looking for a small dog, he's fairly low maintenance,
Look at his face.
and he
He's
just
so
wants to
cute.
hang out. Come check out little gremlin.
I know, and I know at the Ontario SPCA you do your match color assessment. You said he hasn't quite had that done yet, but you're thinking he's roughly in the purple.
I think he'll probably be a purple or a very low-key orange, just because he is so chilled out. I mean, you're not taking this guy on a big hour-and-a-half run or walk every day by any means. He'd get too tired. So yeah, he's definitely the kind of dog that just wants to hang out with you on the couch.
Well, and I always say the bonus of when you adopt a little dog, if you are any way a fashionista, it's just an opportunity to go shopping and buy adorable outfits for your pet.
It's so true. I had just gotten the opportunity to feature an amazing line at PetSmart, and they have some really cute coats and sweaters for little dogs.
Oh, that's excellent. So, again, remember it's Fix Your Pet Month for the entire month of March, and if you are getting your pet fixed and you're looking for a place to go, you know, make sure that you check out the Ontario SPCA, their high-volume spay-neuter clinic. And also take a photo of your cat wearing a cone for the Cone of Fame contest. You never know, you can win a prize. And of course, if you're interested in meeting Gremlin, please visit the Ontario SPCA located on Woodbine Avenue. See you after the break. Thanks, Cal. Welcome back. Joining me now is Susan Kelly and Chris Slick. They're here from Vaughn Animal Services, and they have brought 2 cats with, I'd say, varying personalities with them today. We have Mel that Susan's holding, and we have a very grumpy, but I know sweet, Rusty.
Yes.
I want to talk about the cats first. So let's get to Rusty, because I know she's having a little bit of a difficult time, and sometimes this environment does that to cats. Tell us about her.
So Rusty is a Tortie, and she's about 4 years old. She came to us as a stray, and we've had her spayed and neutered, spayed and vaccinated and dewormed and microchipped. And she had a little mass on her neck that we also had removed, so she's all healed up from that. She's not a fan of other cats.
That's something to note if you're thinking about, if you like tortoiseshell cats. I understand that the personality being a little bit temperamental is a trait for these cats.
Yes.
But this cat is definitely a solo cat.
She is a solo cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you say, so now you said she's been at the shelter since about October, and I just want to make sure people out there, even though she's hissing and growling right now, they realize that this is not Rusty's true personalities.
No, she's actually very loving in her setting that she's used to, which is her kennel at the shelter.
Yeah.
She comes up and she solicits to be pet, and she purrs during her interactions with the public. So she's just a little nervous being here. There's lots of bright lights.
Yeah, and it's a lot of cameras. And no, this does that to a lot of pets, so that's understandable. Okay, so we know that Rusty's not a demon. She's actually an angel. So if
She
you're
is a
interested,
sweetheart.
make sure you know that she's a single cat household. Now, but we have Mel, who's a little bit younger, and she's obviously a lot more comfortable around other cats. Tell us about Mel.
This is Mel. She's been with us since last fall as well. She came to us as a kitten. She's still really classified as a kitten. She's been spayed though, and she's ready to go home with a new family. She's quite at ease right now, as you can see, and she's not worried about Rusty's shenanigans, so
Yeah.
she'd probably be fine in a household with other animals.
Well, at the Vaughn Animal Shelter, I know currently right now you guys take in dogs and cats, but you're all cats there right now.
We're all cats right now. The dogs, it's good news for us because the dogs that are coming in, they do come in. Usually every weekend we have a number of dogs come in and they're being claimed by their owners, which is what we want.
Yeah.
Which because they're identified or people are looking for them, and we're checking lost reports. So we're serving what we want to be doing with dogs, which is keeping them safe until their owners come and claim them.
Well, that's one of the key things I know that Vaughn Animal Services do, is that you're all about licensing.
Yes.
And ensuring, so all dogs and cats within York region, I know your catchment area is Vaughn, Stouffville.
We don't do animal control for Stouffville, but we do sheltering for Stouffville. So
Yep.
we take in their strays and we do adoptions for them, but we also do animal control for King.
So for licensing purposes, what area do you service?
We service Vaughn for licensing, but we promote licensing for both King and Stouffville as well.
And what is the consequence if somebody doesn't actually have their pet licensed?
Well, I mean, we're not big into being punitive, so what we do is we try to educate the resident, the owner, and get them to get their license. We require a rabies vaccine, a current rabies vaccine, in order to license, because that's very important for public health.
Yeah.
And if someone, we do have the ability to have fines, charge people if necessary, but typically when we speak to them, they understand the importance and they get their license. We give them time to do so.
Now, I just want to mention, I talk about my pets a lot on this show, as you may all know. My latest addition to our household actually comes from Vaughn Animal Services. I just want to remind everybody of Rupert, who was actually featured on another program here on Rogers TV called Daytime, and I met him in the green room. There he is by the fireplace. He's still, you know what, he's on the smaller side, but I'm kind of hoping he stays small.
that way.
Yeah.
Some of them
I think
do.
at this point he probably
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, and Chris, you can attest, you said he was, because you spent a lot of time with him too, that he was a
it's
great cat.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you saw the show previously, he was rolling on the couch during it and everything was awesome. So
Yeah, that's
lucky you.
well, that's what I said. He won me over. I see adoptable pets every week, and I am fighting to not want to take home another pet, because I have a husband that needs to be kept happy. But I broke him down, and that was Rupert. I had to get him. So
And he loves them too.
yeah, he does. He does. There's a little discordance in the house, because you know how it is bringing in a new pet.
Yes.
There's a little bit of arguing between the young one and the older ones, but it's calming down as the months
Takes
go by.
time, yeah.
So, I wanted to talk to you guys before we run out of time too. On the Vaughn Services website, you have these really good infographics that break down the cost of, cats and dog care. And I just wanted to show the audience this, so people who are interested in adopting a cat that may not have one yet, like for example, Rusty, because that would be your first and only cat. So which one do we have up here first? This one is for cats. It's just a little bit of an estimation of how much it's going to cost you per year to take care of your animal. And really the bottom line is it's about $1,600, and that's not much.
No.
Not to take care of a living creature for a year.
No.
Yeah, and then the kitten one, so we're looking, they're not actually big, not big, it's really like one $1,655 annual cost for a cat, and then for a kitten it's about $1,661, so really not that much. But I imagine the extra cost for kittens would have to come with, would it be vaccinations?
Could be boosters. Now, when you adopt a cat from a shelter, they typically already come spayed or neutered, which is a big expense in the first year. And as well, we've dewormed them. We've done, some lab work if it needed done, and we've given them their initial vaccines. So yes, there is extra boosters needed in the first year of a cat or a dog's, puppy or kitten's life, just to get their immune system to where it needs to be. And then after that, it's essentially maintenance. And then again, as they get older, the costs get up again because you have to worry about healthcare, or, same with people, and you have to maintain their teeth. And, we always promote that the best diet, if you can feed them the best diet possible, that is preventive.
Yep.
It keeps them healthy and you keep them at a good weight. Rusty could stand to lose a few pounds. She's a little bit overweight. But the leaner that you keep, especially cats, they do very well when they're lean. So it's all about, same with us,
Yep.
Nutrition and exercise makes for good health.
Well, thank you so much. We're just about out of time, so if you're interested in either Mel or Rusty, please visit our website for more details, or go to the Vaughn Animal Services Shelter. All the details will be on our website for location. Thank you guys so much for being on the show, and we'll see you on the other side of the break.
Thanks for having us.
My name's Nicole Driscoll, and this is my dog Kahlua. She came into the North Bay and District Humane Society as a stray, and I was just in the process of moving out into the country and was looking for sort of a country dog. Always wanted a Rottie type, so it was perfect timing. Her temperament was perfect. She fit in great with our family, and once she came home, there was no way she was going back. She's been with us for 7 years now, and she is truly the best dog I've ever had. I've, of course, in this industry had my fair share of animals, and she's the best. She gets along great with our other dog, with our cats, with our children. She's just perfect. I started working for the Ontario SPCA in Aurelia when I was just a kid. So, I understand the importance of adopting. Those animals deserve forever loving homes, and I knew that I could give her that. Oh my goodness, I love her very much. She's my girl. Everybody knows that. The kids know that. She's definitely my girl. She comes everywhere with me. She goes to daycare. She comes to work functions. She's just perfect.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Claire Forndren from Dog Tales Rescue and Sanctuary, and I have a new best buddy. This is Guinness. Hey, bud. So before we start talking about Guinness, last week you had one of the sweetest. Now the dogs you guys bring are always wonderful, but you have brought on a very special dog named Single.
Yes.
You can't see it in this photo. He actually only has one eye, which makes him just unique. If you're love pirates and you want a pirate dog, Single's your guy.
Oh my goodness.
But his personality, wow, what a love bug.
I know. He's one of the most social dogs that we have, and he's only been with us for a few weeks, and he's already best friends with all of our staff and dogs. He's a social butterfly.
So I know, one of the other organizations we work with, Coveted Canines, Carly Warhol, she had a dog on. She referred to it as the unicorn of dogs, meaning that this dog was perfect pretty much in any environment. Well-trained, behaviorally perfect. Would you say that would apply to Single?
I would say that would definitely apply to Single. He could go to a home with kids, he could go to a home with other dogs, cats, and anything, and fit right in.
So, has he?
Not yet, but we do have a few applications for him, so we're starting the process of interviewing the families and seeing who would be an appropriate match.
Yeah, Guinness is like, okay, stop talking about Single, because I'm here, it's my time. So let's talk about Guinness then.
Yes, let's.
So he's a senior, right? He's got some gray whiskers there.
He's a senior man. He has a lot to say, as I'm sure you can hear. It's a shame because he was so good until the cameras turned on too.
Well, like people watching the last segment, we get pets on that they stress out a little in this environment. Chris brought a cat on that was not very happy here because she's actually a sweetheart.
Yeah.
So I imagine that Guinness is just having a little bit of anxiety from the studio environment.
Yeah, and you know what, Guinness? Hey. Since he came to us, he has had a lot of anxiety. I think that he's really missing his family.
You know what I think it is? I think he's seeing himself on TV, and I think he's stressing out about it. Can I get you to do me a favor and just turn off that monitor? Maybe that'll help. It's okay, buddy.
It's okay.
Okay, so he was submitted
Surrendered. Yeah, he was surrendered about a month and a half ago.
Yep.
And he was with the family that surrendered him for 10 years. So it's been a really difficult adjustment for him. He's had a lot of stress.
Yeah.
He's lost a lot of weight
Yep.
from the stress. We really need to get this guy in a home.
Yeah. Well, we always say that Dogtails is such a great environment, but it's meant to be a temporary environment, right? And buddy, it's okay. It's okay. I know. I guess it. Now we were talking off camera. One of the things, because Dogtails, you take local surrenders, as well as rescues.
Yeah.
What's the process for when you're surrendering your dog?
So basically, when a family comes to surrender a dog, it starts with an assessment of the dog. So they'll bring their dog in, and one of our senior handlers will assess the dog's behavior and personality. We do take on dogs that need a lot of
Case in
work.
point.
Yeah. But we can only take on so many dogs that need work at a time. So really the purpose of the assessment is to see what handler we can match with the dog, and make sure that we're able to, hey, honey, it's okay. He just wants to talk too, obviously.
We're here. We see ya.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so I know, and that's one of the beautiful things that you spend time with each dog. That we say you guys really specialize in a lot of dogs that may get looked over at a shelter.
Yeah.
So right now we see that Guinness is
Yeah.
a little bit stressed out,
Yeah.
has a little bit of neurosis. But
Yeah.
what at the shelter will you guys be doing to help him sort of calm down and get ready to be in a new home?
Yeah, well, first of all, we've taken him out of the kennel because
here,
the
bud.
kennel. Hey,
Come here.
the kennel was a big source of stress for him, and he's not a dog that we have in the kennel during our open houses
Yeah.
because it's so stressful for him with all
Well,
of the
10 years
people.
probably living in a house, and then all of a sudden he's a beautiful kennel, but
Yeah.
still it's a lot smaller space for him, right?
Yeah, so he's staying in a quieter area of our shelter that's more like a home, and some of our senior handlers are trying to help work through his anxiety with him. They've actually, despite what you see today, they've been coming a long way with him. He is starting to gain a bit of the weight that he lost. He's really starting to come around and settle into the shelter. And in a home, I think it would be a similar situation. It'll take about a month for him to really settle in a new home, and we need a family that won't be scared
Impatient.
away and
Yep.
impatient. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think though a lot of the people that are really attracted to going to Dogtails,
Yeah.
they are those type of people. Like
Yeah.
you can tell me from your personal experience from working there since it's opened. Do you find that do you ever get people in there looking for like designer dogs? Or the people attracted to Dogtails are looking for dogs that are unique? You know, that they're not always puppies, that they have special needs. Is that the type of people who are drawn there?
You know what? That's the best part about Dogtails for me personally is the families that are coming in are looking for dogs that would be overlooked, dogs
Yep.
who are senior, or disabled, or need a lot of work, and they're really receptive to opening their homes to those dogs. So yeah, I mean, I think that we definitely get families that would be able to take on a dog like Guinness.
Well, as you see from just a few minutes ago to now, I mean, holy night and day, right? He just needs a moment to adjust and to sort of feel out his environment and get used to people. So he's an awesome dog. Otherwise, you wouldn't have brought him on the show to profile.
Well,
right?
and we love him, and that's the problem is because he isn't in the kennel during our open house. He's been with us for a month and a half, and nobody has seen him. So we really wanted to take the opportunity to get him out there because we love this guy.
Well, and you know, I say it every week for how long now that, you know, all the information is on our website, but just go to Dogtails,
Yeah.
just spend a day, 11 o'clock every Sunday. They're open to the public until 5. You know, if you see Guinness and you won't see him in the shelter, just ask somebody at the
Yes.
shelter that I saw Guinness on the show and I'd really like to meet him in person, and they get to do a little one-on-one, right?
Absolutely.
Now, we're running out of time, but you had a photographer come to visit.
We did.
And I imagine she has quite the Instagram following.
Yeah, so we are actually her #1 fans, I would say.
Rupa Sutton is her name?
Yep. So she has an account called Freya Ever After where she posts photos of her own dogs and horses, and we've been obsessed with it for a very long time. So just before Christmas, we sent her a message just saying, we love your photos. We think you're doing such great work. We wanted you to know. And then she reached back out to us and said, you know, I love what you guys are doing. I'd love to come and photograph your animals. So this past week, she traveled here all the way from Kansas.
Nice.
And spent a week living on our property and photographing our dogs and horses and
She's got a lot of
pigs
animals to photograph at that place.
we needed another month, I would say, but she'll probably be coming back in the summer. But it was so much fun.
Awesome. So thank you so much for being on the show. If you're interested in learning about Freya.com, it's her our Rupa Sutton. It's Freya Ever After _ You can find her on Instagram.
Yes.
Please visit Dog Tales, and thank you so much for watching the show, and we'll see you all next time. Now look, calm down.